state. And then it continues by saying that when you distance yourself from the chet, take the picture and then
no picture, video. Video.
It's already being recorded.
It's nothing to do with Rabbi Terry. Yeah.
So
Nothing to do with
distance
Facebook.
ourselves from the chet. The Rambam goes on to say in that halacha that the person that I was yesterday is not the person who I am today. That I'm a totally different person. The Rambam goes on to the extent, perhaps, that you can even call yourself a different name. That's how different you actually are. However, there's another halacha in Rambam Hilchos Tshuva which goes as follows. Defines tshuva, instead of distancing yourself from the chet, it says that you are becoming closer. The language uses mitkarvim el harechokim, that you are basically bringing in something that was far, a rasha, a sin. And it goes on to say in that halacha that although yesterday I may have been hated in the eyes of God, I may have been disgusting in the eyes of God, today I'm loved in front of God and very much respected in front of God. Now, the apparent contradiction is as follows. According to the first definition of tshuva, I'm completely changing myself. I'm a totally different person. Yesterday I was X, today I am Y. However, according to our second definition of tshuva, it's not that I'm a totally different person. I'm different, but I'm still the same person. I'm just viewed differently. I'm a better version of the person I was yesterday. So the Rav Soloveitchik in the Sefer Harei Kedem explains the stira as follows. We're referring to two different approaches of tshuva. According to the first one, in which you're a totally different person, that's a case in which you're doing uviarta hara mikirbecha. You're removing the sin from you. You're pushing it off to the side, and you're trying to forget about it because you're ashamed of it. And therefore, when you do that, you become a totally different person. You no longer want to associate yourself with that person that you were yesterday. Sometimes you may even give yourself a different name. You may give yourself a different personality, different nationality. Who knows how far it goes. Well, in the second definition of tshuva that he gives, you're still the same person because what you're doing is you're metakenet hara'ah tova. You're taking something that was bad and you're embracing it and turning it into something good. And in that case, you no longer need to be ashamed of who you are. All you're doing is you're improving who you were yesterday. And therefore, you can be proud of who you were yesterday and just that you've turned yourself into a better person. So I believe that this lesson, this chiluk that the Rav makes about tshuva extends much further than that. I think it could very much be applied to what you guys are going through this year, future years, and Ad Me'av Esrim, B'ezrat Hashem. So, very often, like a question I was asked whenever I came back, whether it was Pesach time or even a few years after yeshiva, by friends of mine who were either younger or even parents, the question we very asked is, did you change? So I always thought about the answer, and I think I came up with the following answer. I don't like to consider myself a different person. I like to consider myself a better version of the person I was before I came here. I think very often another term that comes up when you guys come to yeshiva are the following words: frim, according to certain yourselves. You also have the word flipping out. And I think those words are actually associated too much with or should be associated with the first form of tshuva, which is not what I think we should aspire to be doing this coming year. Even according to Rav Soloveitchik, the second form of tshuva is actually a higher level. And what we should be trying to do is, yes, you guys have probably already noticed, there are definitely areas in which you are lacking. There are definitely stuff in which we are weak, or we have our faults, we have our sins. But you guys are also probably beginning to recognize those great qualities that you have, that probably you weren't able to see as high school kids. And I think instead of deciding that to throw away those first 17, 18 years that you had of your life and to say, no, today I'm starting from point zero, you just got to continue on the path that you've already started. That there's no problem to embrace all those mistakes, and in fact, you can make them even better. So I hope as we approach Yom Kippur and we culminate Aseret Yemei Tshuva, that we bring forth basically, we try to apply the second form of tshuva, in which how are we going to make ourselves better from the person we were yesterday. And hopefully